Hey, how's it going and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be going through each of my tanks, showing you my current projects, my future projects and everything I've got growing out. I hope you enjoy the video. This will be the first video going onto my channel, so it will just be a quick rundown of everything I've got. Future videos will include DIY and just everything I've got going on basically. So to start with, in this tank we've got the short fin lemons. We've got some long fin lemons and short fin reds, as well as a few random blue shrimp. This is just currently a grow out tank where they will eventually be sold, but obviously not for a while, not for a few months, because some of them are getting to a decent size, but lots are still too small. There's also a bunch of long fin and short fin green dragons that have recently hatched out whilst I was away. These were all kicked by the male, which is why they've been separated. So they'll turn into some nice fish eventually. Moving on to this second tank, we have got some female fighters. We've got a bunch of random enders, and we've also got the green dragon long fins and short fins, as well as loads of short fin reds. Are starting to look more like calicos. We've also got loads growing out up here that aren't quite big enough to be released yet. That's pretty much it for this tank. Okay, in this next tank we have got some of my favourite fish, my Oscars. These are all just growing out and they will eventually be going in my much larger tank at some point. Hoping to get a few pairs out of them maybe. As you can see, there's also a few Grammy and a couple of Angels. These are just what's been left over from other tanks, and I use the Grammy to get rid of Hydra, things like that. Very useful. And in this tank we have got albino L333s. Got, I believe, 8 males. Did have 2 females, but they didn't do so well. We've also got the L173s that are doing really well, growing nicely. We've got a pair of Pisto Macmasteri and a few young L333 albinos growing out at the moment. There's also a couple of blue-eyed lemon male ancestors in there. On to the next tank, we have got long fin and short fin greens. All of them pretty well. There are some much bigger ones in there, all of very decent size. All between 2 and 3 inches. We've also got a load of Pisto Macmasteri young. I haven't bred those for a while, but these are what I've got. This is what I've got left. Got a nice male there. Also got more green dragons just growing out. Okay, in this tank it's just a bunch of random stuff really, just loads of guppies. The Pisto Macmasteri dad, the female died unfortunately. A few common bristlenose, an albino bristlenose, and a couple of deformed green dragons, but obviously because they're deformed I won't be selling those. But they're all doing pretty well. Okay, in this tank we've got short fin and long fin lemons and a few short fin snow whites. There are, I believe, about 50 Plecos in here, all doing very well. All at different growth stages, but I try and keep them a similar sort of size, so less competition for food. Nice long fin lemon at the back there. Okay, in this tank we've got loads and loads and loads of orange shrimp. These have just kept breeding and breeding. Yeah, hoping to get rid of these soon, they're annoying. Okay, this is the last tank on this rack. It's got short fin and long fin snow whites. These are all grown out, there's nowhere near ready yet. And there's also loads of cherry shrimp. But they're growing slowly, all doing quite well. Okay, in this tank we've got my male blue-eyed lemon. It's currently sat on young, they've all recently hatched. There's also a batch I missed, and they will eventually go out and decide to stay in there. They're too small to remove at the moment. But otherwise all doing really well. This is my tank with the green dragon long fins. There's a trio in there, 2 females and a male. This is one that always kicks the eggs out, so he's never actually sat on anything. But they are great breeders every 3 weeks. In this tank I've just got loads of albino L333s. Hope to grow these out to be future breeders. I need some more females basically. There's also one 236 super white in there. Absolutely stunning fish. In this tank we've got the 236 RB line. Absolutely stunning fish. And they are all growing very well. Hopefully be breeding in the near future. Okay, in this tank we've got my longfin snow with his shortfin females. He's currently sat on a bunch that have just recently hatched. And he's also got one batch there, and another batch there. They're all doing really well. Obviously there's very poor genetics with the snows, but he seems to do quite well with the practice he has. So they're all raising pretty well, which is nice. And finally we've got my slightly larger female Oscar. She's absolutely stunning. But she unfortunately killed her mate when she decided to spawn, and she got very protective of the eggs, so they didn't go well. Okay, so that was basically just a quick tour of everything I've got going on in the fish room and all the different projects I'm currently working on and future projects. Hope you've enjoyed it. Obviously subscribe and like if you did, and there will be plenty more to come. I'll also be doing DIY videos because, as you can see, all of this I made myself. It's all run off a centralised air system, and it's also got an automatic fill up when I do water changes. I'm currently working on doing the automatic drainage system, which will be very handy. But yeah, follow me if you want to find out how to do it all.